Hey Lauren, where are we?
We are in Sonoma, California, or Napa Valley.
Napa Valley.
Napa Valley, at a winery called the Boatique, because it's got a bunch of boats inside. But we wanted to show you the coolest, the newest electric vehicle on the market. And we've driven them all in the past, so you want to check out our channel. But this is the Kia EV6.
Stick around.
Welcome back to the channel. I am Lauren Fix.
And I'm Paul Bryant.
Yes, and we are here today to drive the 2022 Kia EV6. It is all new.
Another electric vehicle.
I know.
It's
I
like
have
we're
so
being,
many comments about that.
It's like we're being force-fed electric vehicle.
We are, but we do a lot more here than first looks and car reviews and car smarts.
We do.
We want you to be knowledgeable before you make a final decision, so don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell, because we're going to be giving you some great notifications on some other products that are not necessarily electric.
Of all the vehicles that we drive, it seems like we get a lot of buzz on EVs, and people are very polarized about them.
That they're interested.
Yeah, you know, and it's an interesting topic because the industry is throwing so many of them at us. I mean,
Right.
we've been driving all kinds of EVs.
From super expensive to remotely reasonably priced, because nothing is really $20,000. Not even the Bolt EV, which we've
No.
driven.
No.
I would think that if you're going to buy
we
one of
drove
these,
it, we're just trying to forget it.
yeah. Well, we have reviewed it, so you can check that out on our channel. But you know, I think one of the things you'll forget about is the cost of insurance. It is more expensive to insure an electric vehicle,
Sure
and
enough.
they still have to charge it, and nothing in life is free. So if you're not buying gas, you're buying electricity, which is getting more expensive.
Yeah, it is. The good thing about this EV6, though, this and also in the Hyundai Ioniq,
Ioniq 5, yes.
the architecture is set up
For good
really beyond the
quick
rest of the
charging.
industry for right
Yeah.
now.
And we'll talk about quick charging at the end. Paul has
Yeah.
some input on that, and we'll talk about the different batteries, so you want to stay to the end when we cover that as well. And we're also going to be driving the rear-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
And that's interesting because you would think it would be a front-wheel drive platform, but it is not.
Yeah.
But it's got some really cool features, a lot of similarities between the two, and yet a lot of differences. Stay with us. When you're thinking of a reasonably priced car, it's not there yet. You can get a reasonably priced electric car like the Nissan Leaf or a Chevrolet Bolt EV, but this car is coming in entry-level rear-wheel drive at about $40,000. Now, I'm driving the top-of-the-line GT line all-wheel drive, fully loaded, all the goodies, the stuff that the way we all would like to buy a vehicle. And this vehicle is coming in around $52,000. Remember, you are also getting the $7,500 tax credit. Kia products are still eligible, as is the Hyundai line, and we have reviewed the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and you can check that out on our channel. We've actually reviewed a lot of vehicles, so we have a lot of comparison. We've driven the Rivian, the Lucid, the Hummer, the Mach-E, the ID4, pretty much every vehicle that's out there in electric form. We have driven it. If we haven't, it's scheduled to be driven in the next couple weeks. One of the things that's important when you're looking at this vehicle is the fact that it handles. It's all new. Now, this is the same size chassis as a Telluride. That's huge, but it doesn't appear to be huge. It almost has a sort of a Lamborghini Urus look to it on the profile, not overall, but it is a great looking vehicle. I have to give them a lot of credit for the looks. Spectacular. As far as charging, we're going to talk about that at the end, so you want to stay with us. There is different horsepower ranges, all the way from 250 up to 370 plus. And of course, the all-wheel drive is going to have more because it has two motors, and the front motor decouples. So it's used for the launch unless you're in the snow mode, then it has that available. That is really important because otherwise you're carrying the resistance of two motors all the time, and it uses up battery power. So to get the longer range, that's why they're decoupling the motor when it's not being used. They do a lot of that when you're talking about 4x4 units. So using that same type of smart technology makes this vehicle handle really well, and when you need it in the snow, it has that available as well. One of the things that's nice is there are 21 safety features that are all standard, and that includes what Hyundai calls Smart Park. They call it something else, which allows the vehicle to go in and out of tight parking spots. You've got an amazing head-up display, so you really don't have to look anywhere. You get your traffic sign recognition, your mileage, your navigation. We are using the current navigation, which is all new. No longer are they calling it Kia Uvo, UVO. They're now calling it Kia Connect. And you are seeing the new Kia look throughout, not just the exterior, the interior, a lot of details. And one thing they did have, and I'm super excited, lumbar on both seats. Thank you for listening to you. You have told me that's important to you. If you're sitting in the passenger seat, I have been following through with that all along because I think it's a very important factor that every person in this car is comfortable. Back seats are huge. We'll show you that in a little bit. We're also going to show you the trunk. By the way, I did find out 19-inch tires on the rear-wheel drive, 20-inch tires on the all-wheel drive. They are two different suppliers, Kumho and Continental, but they are not run flats. So you have a tire inflation product in the trunk. It's just a little kit. That's great if you got a nail or something in the tire, but not great if you hit something and damage the sidewall of the tire. There is no spare. But these are low rolling resistant tires, and they've done a really nice job making these tires very special for this vehicle.
Coming out of Calistoga, California on 29, right in the middle of vineyard country. This is yet another step in an amazing transformation of this car company. When you think of Kia, 10 years ago, it was an Econo box. It was something that you bought. It was something that showed up in a punchline in a Catskills comedy routine. And it's really transformed itself. All the way from the styling to what you get when you sit behind the wheel. And this is where this car shines. The displays are big. The Navi system and all of the controls are on a great big honking display in the center. And yet you get a separate display in front of you with the information that you need just for operating the vehicle. Nice. Seats are pretty darn comfortable. There's nice lumbar support on both the driver and the passenger side, which is an important thing for Lauren. And actually, I think half of the car companies in the world make their lumbar on the passenger side just to make sure that Lauren doesn't raise her hand during the presentation and go, "Are there lumbar supports on the passenger seat?" Yeah, there are. The handling on the car is really neutral. This is the rear-wheel drive GT that I'm driving. And the two cars that we have access to today are the rear-wheel drive GT and the all-wheel drive model. Now, for where I'm from in Chicago, naturally the choice would be for the all-wheel drive option here. I tell you that everything that you want in the car, the power is terrific. It's fun to drive. The performance on the car is as you would expect. There's huge torque from the start. There's ample passing power. You've got a lot of regen levels that you can take, all the way from non-existent to pretty darn aggressive, and that's paddle controlled from the steering wheel. It's got a lot of nice features on it. The car doesn't feel cheap. It feels very well assembled. The quality of materials, the level of workmanship, the feel, the choice of materials, everything that's important. This is everything a Tesla isn't. One of the things that you have to consider when you've got time for charging is that you're going to be charging. So you're either going to put on 20 pounds eating gas station hot dogs or charging station hot dogs while you're waiting, or you can take advantage of these. And you can go, look at how far you can recline. And you can even go back a little bit further. Now I'm 6'3". I'm all the way here. I like this. I like this. This is very 60s Formula One driving style, by the way. Excuse me, I'm charging. As any variety of ex-wives or girlfriends of mine will tell you, I like great butts, and I cannot lie. But I gotta tell you, whoever designed this
Did a beautiful job.
did this at night.
Is really unique.
Wow, it looks great.
Love the lighting, the signature, the wing that's got the airfoil through, very much like the Hyundai.
It's a lot of good-looking stuff on this car.
Right.
They said in the presentation, we're now a sustainability company. And I thought to myself,
They're a car company.
you're a car company.
Doesn't make sense.
You're not selling sustainability.
Right.
You're selling cars.
Right.
And if you're a shareholder, you gotta say, hey, sell some cars. This is a great looking car.
Yeah.
It's, the interior's great. I like the textures. I
It
like the
looks great.
materials.
Yeah.
I like everything about it.
Drivability.
But I keep thinking to myself, you've gone through billions of dollars worth of development to build this, and you're addressing what is arguably 3% of the market right now.
So, what's interesting is about the Chicago Auto Show is that's true in New York, LA, and everything. And although car manufacturers are bringing us some great technology, some beautiful cars that if you're thinking about something that's electric, you must take the EV6 for a drive and compare it to the other things that are on the market.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, if I'm in the market for an EV, I'm looking at this.
Yep.
I'm looking at the Ioniq. I'm looking at a Mach-E.
Mach-E, yep.
No, I would not look at an ID4. I was not that impressed with ID4.
Interesting.
Not on the level of these.
If you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Also, your comments, your questions, we did not go through every detail. This is a first drive. This is our first drive. This is your opportunity to ask questions of things you didn't get information. I will be happy to get answers for you. Of course, you can follow Paul on all forms of social media.
I tweeted the Paul Bryan. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, the Paul Bryan. You can
Everywhere.
find me.
Parlor, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm on all forms of social media at Lauren Fix. Also, check out our website. It's in English and in Spanish. And our podcast, Total Car Score, available on all platforms, where we talk to people that make these industries run, and we give you some information you won't get anywhere else. Thank you so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay.